Okay, so this week's episode of One Piece had some major revelations, new characters introduced, and one large fight ending with one of Don Quixote's family members gone. And it starts off with Doflamingo explaining to Law that before the world government was formed, 800 years ago, there were 20 kings, and they all formed the world government, and then moved from their countries to Mary Joas. And from there, they were no longer royal families of that country, and the country they left elected new royalty to become their leaders, except for the Nefertari family, Vivi, so to speak. And the family that left Dressrosa to the Riku royal family was the Don Quixote family. And that means that Doflamingo is technically a celestial dragon turned pirate. Now that is very shocking, just amazing, and also brings up a lot of good questions. As when we first meet the celestial dragons, they have these bubbles. You know, they want to breathe the same air as the commoners. But Doflamingo seems like a guy who doesn't care. He seems above all that. He seems like slumming it with the lower echelon is the best thing to do. You know, he wants freedom, and he feels like being born into royalty didn't give him that freedom, as he'd have to live a life of justice, so to speak. And knowing Doflamingo and what he enjoys doing, he wouldn't be able to live that kind of life unless he was a pirate. So, but that does bring up the question as to, does he still hold any power over any of the world government officials? Does he hold power over admirals, anything like that? Probably not, because even though he's technically a celestial dragon, he became a pirate. As soon as you do that, you have to lose pretty much a lot. You know, Navy soldiers lose everything, you know, when one of them becomes a pirate. But what about a celestial dragon? Even an admiral is not safe from losing everything. You know, Kuzan lost everything. He's no longer a member of the Navy. He has no power. He still has connections, but that's something he's earned through years of service. But the Doflamingo family, Doflamingo, he's a celestial dragon. Can he even have any power? I mean, CP0 is there trying to help. The world government was able to manipulate the newspaper. There's an admiral there helping him. What kind of power does this guy have? How much more can he do now that he's just a pirate, you know? And it's kind of scary to think that a pirate can have that kind of power over the world government. Because then it just adds to the question as to, is the world government really doing anything good at all? Or are they just following pretty much Doflamingo's mindset? Are there other celestial dragons who think the same as Doflamingo? Sort of slavery, you know, taking down the pirates, you know, money, power, stuff like that. And it's a scary thought that the world is technically run by these kinds of people. But anyway, that scene is short-lived. You know, they'll probably explain it some other time more into detail as to Doflamingo's past, or if he's the only family member that actually left, and there's another Don Quixote family out there somewhere. But the majority of this chapter is mostly Nami, Brook, Chopper, and Momonosuke fighting Giola and her art ability, which is very nebulous when you think about it, because it's not just transforming things into art, but as she demonstrates, after she's attacked by Brook, she turns the whole area around them into this alternate dimension of art. She turns herself into this giant art statue kind of thing, and just starts attacking them with just weird ass attacks. And it brings up the question as to how far does her powers go. It's art. As long as it's art, it can be anything. So technically it could be just it's a nebulous concept art. So her ability can just be limitless to a certain extent, and that's terrifying. But she's still not immune to physical attacks, as Brook, Nami, Chopper are all able to attack her. Momonosuke too. They defeat her with the Gaon Cannon, and with a triple attack by Momonosuke, Nami, Brook, all of them just knock her out. She's done for. But still, the fear of her power reaching around the entire area and manipulating it into such an extent is amazing. And it just shows that the Don Quixote family members are all powerful in their own right, even the lower ranked ones. So just how strong do their members go? How strong can they be? Doflamingo himself is already a powerhouse, but exactly what's the gap between him and these top executives, the gap between those executives and the lower executives? Who knows? Well, we haven't seen the full extent, but we are introduced to one new member of the Don Quixote family, and his power, if he has any power, is weird. His hair seems to expand, blowing up his hat, and it's all spiky. And who knows what his power is? He's got gears all over him, but he could be an explosion man. Although we already had one of those. Or just expanding man. He can expand any part of his body to a certain size. So already, Don Quixote family, not only is Doflamingo celestial dragon lineage, but his family members are all powerful in their own right as well. So Don Quixote family is definitely probably the most fearsome pirates the Strawhats ever faced, because they're not just strong physically, they're strong politically, financially. Just, they have a whole army behind them. They have the whole government behind them to a certain extent. So definitely this is one fearsome villain team we're facing. And there are just some minor scenes of Bartolomeo finally seeing Zoro and meeting him. And Sanji, like I predicted last week, he's gonna go save Nami instead of Zoro. He wants to. And in Violet, we find out more about her power of clairvoyance. She's able to examine for about 4,000 kilometers from the sky like a bird. So she can see anything that's happening all over the island. And including her mind reading powers, she's definitely a great asset to the Straw Hats. Her powers can really be beneficial to tracking down enemies, tracking down people that they need to save. They're tracking down locations, secret locations, if she can see underground as well. But I'm really interested in this whole Don Quixote family, him being a celestial dragon, Violet's abilities. All of it is just getting more and more interesting, and I can't wait to see more. But how will it end is what I'm concerned about. Doflamingo having so much power, can he still be a threat in the future even after he's been defeated? What will happen once he is? Will he just immediately be like banned from being a celestial dragon? Can anyone even do that other than the 5 Elder Stars? Can he ban from being a warlord? Or what's going to happen to him if he loses? If he will lose? Who knows? That's the scary thing about Doflamingo and his power. He's just has a reach everywhere. You know, he's got people everywhere in secret organizations. He's got secret spies everywhere. Who knows if we're ever going to be able to defeat this guy, or is he always going to be a thorn in the Straw Hat's side? Or will he be killed by Kaido? Is that the only way they're going to be rid of Doflamingo, if Kaido comes in to kill him for him? Kill him for them. But other than that, I love this episode. I want to see more. I can't wait for a background explanation. And until then, I'm Tony Dragon.